I wonder if there's a better way. Like, I always have to refresh on YouTube just to make sure, but
What, just make sure it's live?
yeah,
I have no idea. I
I
never go live like on stream anything.
we're good. We're good. I went live with DJ once, and for the first 30 minutes, I didn't realize it was using my wrong mic. So it sounded like I
Oh,
was on a webcam from 2008 or something, but
that
we are
probably threw
good.
your audience off. Your mic is like really studio quality, so that probably threw a lot of people off.
That was the first upgrade this year, man, and it was probably like best $500 I've spent. It
That
makes a
explains
huge
it.
difference.
Yeah, you got like a
Mhm.
radio voice, dude. It's crazy.
Alrighty, guys. Well, we are live with Brian from PokeNE. Brian, thank you for coming back on the channel. I think you might be the
So,
first repeat guest.
ooh, first repeat guest. That's special. No, I love this channel, man. Thanks for having me.
If anyone's watching this and they don't know who you are, which I mean, there might be someone. What's like the 30 to 60-second elevator pitch about who you are and what you do?
Well, I took that little hiatus, so a lot of newbies might not know me. But I started a Pokemon card business 5 years ago, focused on Japanese. It was when English was pretty hard to find. Went through some Japanese suppliers, ended up getting Korean, Chinese before anyone else was doing Chinese. Started a TikTok channel, got big on there, ended up getting an English distro. Now our business has boomed. We're doing like 5 million a year in sales, and somehow I've gotten 60,000 subs on YouTube by being a dick. So that's kind of the that's kind of the overall. I appreciate y'all watching today.
You got some love. You got some love. You know, Chris is here. Shout out Zuko one time.
Cold
Mr.
Tub
Pivot in the
Cigar
cold tub.
Guy are here. I love it. Thanks for the
Uh,
congrats.
a very cool guy. Oscar's in here as well. What's going on, man? Heart, Cold, Soul, Silver, Cash Money, Shillionaires taking over for the 99 and 2000s, dude.
Love it.
Yeah, we're here.
But
Uh, let's see. Brian's a Yakuza. Confirmed.
I don't know. I just work with them, man. I don't know. They haven't welcomed me into their club quite yet.
Maybe a business associate at this point in
Yeah.
time, but okay.
Yeah, it's a good collab. Like we're making a lot of money for each other. Not these days. I don't order Japanese anymore, man. It's running
Well,
out.
look, I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, I know some people probably watched your video, but is Japanese Pokemon really dead, and what's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, people I think it's my fault for the way I phrase some things because I make a lot of my videos and I got big on YouTube making my videos based around Pokemon businesses. So when I said Japanese Pokemon is dead, I mostly meant like from a business perspective because anyone who's trying to get into the business ain't no way you're gonna do it with Japanese. And the reason being is all of the whole country decided to put a floor on the market price for their products, and no one is selling below that. It's price fixing. So because of that, unless you're me or someone bigger than me who's spending, I think we spent like 2 million or something last year on Japanese product. Like, if I can't get a good deal, no shot any new person can. And so, like from a business perspective, I do wholeheartedly believe Japanese Pokemon's dead. Now, obviously, the products are selling for a lot of money. The market, the charts are up, and there's people that were like, Brian says Japanese Pokemon's dead, but look at the TCG player charts for 151. They are going up, but it's not because it's not for the reason that it should be. The reason that my I call it my retirement aisle in my basement, the reason why all my Japanese stuff skyrocketed is simply because Americans realize they can't import any of it, plus a 15% boost from the tariffs. Like when Trump put the tariffs in, all of my inventory instantly went up 15% as far as I'm concerned. So it's not dead from a market perspective or a value perspective, but from a business side, it's definitely dead. Like you're cooked.
I guess, I mean, to play devil's advocate for a second, you know, the English market almost has an artificial floor as well, though, with botters, even if they're buying up a lot of product, they're probably still in, you know, if you think about Ascended Heroes ETB is $70, $75 maybe after tax and shipping. I mean, distros, obviously, you have access to distro. It seems like people are complaining about prices on secondary waves being incredibly high there too. But at the same time, English products still booming at a level we've never really seen before. So
That's fair.
is there no way for Japanese product to still thrive, let's say, in a market like this, maybe just at higher levels?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends how much people wanna pay for it, and as far as the floor thing goes, I agree, there's kind of a market floor here. The difference, in my opinion, is with Japan, there's a lot less hands in the cookie jar. Like, come here in the US, everyone and their mother sells Pokemon cards. We got freaking car dealerships, literal car dealerships that have distro access now, gas stations, every goofball business. In Japan, it ain't like that. It takes a lot more. Of course, Japan, they dot their I's and cross their T's more than any other country. Like, it takes a lot to get the rights to be a vendor for Japanese Pokemon. And so the price floor here, it's more like a market price floor. Like, oh yeah, like if I'm like low on liquidity, I'll sell my stuff for cheap. But in my opinion, based on what I've heard and seen, there isn't even that option. Like there's not enough independent people in Japan, if you know what I'm saying. So
Gotcha.
fair
Okay.
enough though. But yeah, I mean, I was looking at my Facebook memory. Do you ever use Facebook memories? Do you ever like click on there and like look?
Hardly ever. I try
Oh, you
to
gotta
avoid
start.
Facebook, man.
I don't use Facebook for anything other than every night I get on my Facebook memory tab and I see what was going on like 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. It's really, and then 15 years ago when I was in high school, I was posting some cringy shit. But yeah, I check on that, and this time 3 or 4 years ago, like Triplet Beat, Clay Burst, all those sets, those were like 150 to $200 too. So to your credit, yeah, I mean people were willing to pay stupid amounts of money for Japanese, and I guess they still are. It's just if you're new to the game, it's a really stupid way to start a business. There's better ways.
Gotcha. Maybe like, I don't know, potentially buying collections. We see a lot of that going on at
Yes,
Pokiani
sir.
right now.
Yeah, no, that was a nice buttery feel into it. Yeah, I got the idea from DJ's Poke Center, like major shout out. Obviously, he didn't invent buying collections, but I was watching a lot of his content, and that's all he was talking about for a bit. I was like, you know what? I have money. I should buy collections. It's the only way, in my opinion, to really get like the ball moving as far as a business goes. Because people are cashing out right now, man. Like I don't know, top signal, I don't know, but like there are some people cashing out right now. I mean, what do you see that? Because maybe it's like a observation bias thing.
I do think there's more people potentially talking about taking profits. It's odd, right? Like, I feel every time we have a boom, there's more talk like this, and some people leave, but at the same time, I feel like there's maybe more people that come into the market
Hmm.
as new investors. So I'm not actually sure how that affects the market overall. Like, it's tough to tell, but I agree with you. There's
Yeah,
definitely some people, and I don't blame people either. Like, if you bought an item for 50 bucks 3 years ago and it's now $500, like, there are a lot of people who could use that money for, buying a new car, or,
yeah.
upgrading their house, right? Doing renovations. So I don't blame people for selling at this point.
Yeah, I think it's smart. One guy I'm buying from soon, he's actually buying a car. A couple of guys did put down payments on a house. I bought like 20 collections in the past few months. And yeah, for the most part, it's probably a good idea. But yeah, I mean, like you said, for every seller, there's a buyer. Like almost all the stuff I bought from these collections have sold on my site within 24 hours of me getting it. So yeah, are we is it a net loss on investors? Like probably not. It's just there's a lot of people cashing in.
Have you guys opened the storefront too?
No, no, we don't have any
No,
physical. It
because
looks
you were
miserable.
looking into that, right?
I was I was in between a storefront, like a publicly facing thing, and then just like a commercial building to lease. I ended up doing the leasing a commercial building, but my I had 2 reasons for that. One was like security, obviously, and then 2 was I thought it'd be like fun new content. But with everything going on, like no one will ever see that. Like I got a new house, which is like kind of where I've been filming lately. But I just can't show like the behind the scenes of anything. Maybe in a couple of years, but
Hmm.
I have no interest and absolutely no interest in a storefront. Those things get robbed every freaking minute. They all have glass walls. Why do y'all always buy buildings with the whole wall made of glass? Like no wonder you get broken into. I don't
It's
know.
rough, man. Like even up here in Canada, we've had probably like 4 or 5 stores at this point. A lot
Yeah,
of them in BC too, like my province. Yeah, it's wild, man. I don't think I could sleep well at night if I had a storefront like that.
I absolutely couldn't. I mean, I have trouble sleeping at night now that I'm away from my stuff. My stuff's always been just south of me. It's right in the basement, and now it's it's a close drive, but not close enough for my anxiety. Lots of cameras, it helps, but like, goddamn, scary out there.
By the way, guys, if you're watching this and you have questions for Brian or I, let me know. Leave them in the comments. Bold text question. It helps a lot. I guess we can take this one from Zuko. How's the Rudy collab coming?
How's that Rudy collab you guys talked about last time progressing? Did I make it? Did I say anything about that? I might have.
I think you said maybe Dream collab was with Rudy, but
Okay, yeah. I think it can happen. I think it's closer to reality than a dream now, but I can't say nothing more than that. But yeah,
there you go.
Rudy would be indeed the dream collab. I'd say it's going well. I'm gonna say well.
Have you talked to him at all?
Yeah, me and Rudy have talked a lot through his Patreon. He's a really nice dude. He actually answers his like DMs on Patreon, and it's definitely him. You can just tell by the voice of like the you can just tell. But yeah, he's a big fan of my channel, which
There you
is
go.
extremely flattering. But yeah, I think we'll do something together at some point, and by end of year for sure. Excited about it.
Is Brian the only accused distro in US for Japanese product?
I used to be, man. A lot of people took the Japanese product line on like 3 years ago. I'm not cool anymore.
I had another question about distro in regards to One Piece, because I
Oh,
know you
yes,
have
sir.
distros now that are carrying One Piece. Are you getting allocation for OP16 or OP17?
I'm not cool enough. You need a storefront for One Piece. So that's the only thing about brick and mortar that I was like kind of tempted on was Magic the Gathering and One Piece. You need a brick and mortar. So I'm
Hmm,
not cool enough, unfortunately.
unlucky. It's all good though. I mean, One Piece is going to 0, so
It's all going to zero.
no one actually watches that content anymore, just the Pokemon channel.
For real? Is that true?
No, I'm joking a little bit. I'm actually surprised. The One Piece market held up fairly well. Like
Yeah.
we did see a lot of cards come down 30, 40, 50%, but those were cards that I don't think should have ever been as expensive as they were.
Hmm.
Sealed product too, 10, 20, 30% maybe on a couple things, but I think that's to be expected considering the run up that a lot of those boxes had. So
Yeah, my main criticism of One Piece was just like there were so many people spending 5 figures on like some, BGS whatever ABCD grading company. And I'm like, bro, this shit just came out. I've got the same criticisms for the people buying the $5,000 Viridian Forest Pikachu. Like, it ain't just One Piece, but like these people that are like that sold all their sports cards or Pokemon cards and just threw it all in this overpriced. It was nonsense to me. I don't know. I still have a couple like old school One Piece cases. I'm trying to sell them, but the One Piece investors are no more. No one wants my OP2 case. I guess I don't know.
it's funny too. Like there are still a ton of cards in One Piece that are in the 5 figures, and
I
a
don't get
lot
it.
of them still sell like on a fairly consistent basis. Like I do every Saturday I do a video looking at the market. Last week there was a black label Luffy that sold for 68,000 US. There's a
Oh
lot of
my
PSA 10s,
god,
BGS 10s
what?
selling like 10 to 20,000 on a weekly basis.
68,000. Is there ever been a Pokemon card that sold for that much that soon after it was released? I don't think there has been
It's a good
ever, not even
question.
close.
It's a good
Certainly
question.
not. It's what One
Mhm.
Piece TCG is like 2 or 3 years old. There's
Before
never been
this
a
year.
Pokemon card. Yeah, there's never
Yeah.
been a card that sold that much for that fast at that cost. Like the Charizard from Phantasmal, that's like what 15K,
In a black label?
isn't it?
I don't know. I've never seen a black label sale. Sounds right.
I feel like that
Definitely sounds
happens.
right.
And I'm sure chat
Uh-huh.
will absolutely correct me on that, but I don't think we've ever gotten close to that amount that quickly after a Pokemon release. That is crazy broken.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane, man. Krabby has a question too. Take this one. Question for both. What is the most inefficient part of your business, and what steps are you taking to fix it?
That's an amazing question.
It's
God,
really good.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna make a video on that. Crabby cards representing the most inefficient part of my business. It's probably damn, that's a good question. There's so many inefficiencies.
I can answer first.
Yeah,
Give you a
you
little
go
bit more
for
time to
it.
think about. The most inefficient part of what I'm doing is 100% the eBay counts for sales volume because they do not give access um, to their API to anyone. So
Mm,
it is something you actually have to do manually. There are some people like there's that guy doing Collectrix now, and I've looked at his estimates and they are way off for most of the things that I've compared, like not even close. For example, I think his Ascended Heroes ETB is like his estimates for sales. It was like sub 100 per day or in the 90s a lot of days. That was closer to 150, the actual count, like 145, 146. So
wow.
it's it's something where if eBay's not going to give access to me or anyone else, like you have to do it manually. So what steps am I taking to fix that? I am trying to make a shitload of money so I can potentially buy access to that in the future. But
I love it.
there's no other way. I don't I don't think at this point to fix that, unfortunately.
Shitloads of money. That's always a solution for problems.
Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, I guess mine's a similar inefficiency. It's just now that I'm buying so many collections, it's just like communicating with people, double checking the price I should pay versus like what the market price is, and just like honestly keeping up with pricing overall. Like on my site, my policy, I guess, like my systems to raise the price if the market price like goes up a lot is simply looking to see, oh shit, why did 45, you know, Chinese gem pack 4 sell today? Like, what am I missing? I'm like, oh shit, the market price went up 20%. Now I'm sold out. I guess I should have watched that. So just like being cognizant of like all the fluctuations. That's why I just do sealed because like singles, it's even crazier. And the solution, I mean, like, I guess I'm not taking any steps to fix it. When I have some free time, I look at kind of my top selling items and I just double check them all on TCG Player, but certainly not efficient. I guess I could hire that out would be my steps to fix it when I get sick of it.
I wonder if there's a way for you to build in like AI looking at the back end of what you guys are doing
I
and
think
maybe
that's a
it
thing with like Shopify. I think they have a lot more tools like that, like kind of like price checker tools. With Wix, there's just not a whole lot of apps like that. Like, but that's definitely a thing just with
Mhm.
Shopify, which I have no interest in using.
Yeah, I mean, it would be obviously great for you to tell early on if you
Mhm.
could be like, "Okay, like, 5% increase today on some random obscure sealed product nobody was buying. Like, what's going on here? So yeah, I mean, you've spoken about that before. You own your website outright. Like, you're not going through Shopify, or you're using
Yeah.
Wix, correct?
Yeah, Wix is definitely better for me.
And the reason for that is because you have access to your customer data, or what were the reasons as to why?
No, Shopify has the same access, I would imagine. But like if DJ is in here, he knows that Shopify completely froze his account, his payment processing, and Shopify's shut. They all the platforms to avoid getting a lawsuit from Pokemon, which there's a crazy lawsuit or a crazy copyright claim going on right now with Pokemon. But all of the platforms are really scared of getting sued, so they contact store owners and make sure, hey, are you actually like licensed to sell this product? And Shopify does that more than any of the other ones. So even if you're selling legitimate product, if you don't have a distribution like invoices and stuff, they can just shut your site down, and they do often. I'm talking dozens and dozens of times that people email me like, "Hey, Shopify shut my store down. I only buy inventory from you. I know it's all official, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Yo, I can give you an invoice that says you bought it from Pokeiany.com, but like I ain't Pokemon." And so they never get their store back. And then some people like they lose the money too because Shopify is a payment processor. And if you read the terms of service, they can just take your money. Payment processors, they can do whatever the hell they want. Wix tends to do that a lot less. They've never checked me, and it seems like almost all people that start a Pokemon business using Wix, they don't have this problem, but it can still happen, and it still does. And so basically, Wix has just pissed me off less. There was a small amount of time where it's a long, boring story, and I'm not going to bore your audience with it. But the TLDR, Wix wanted to hold like 15% of my money for 30 days or something.
Mm.
And this is common for like big processors because they want to keep a little bit for their own insurance. Like if there's a bunch of returns or a bunch of chargebacks, they want to make sure there's kind of a little kitty, with some money in it. And I was using never had that. And then all of a sudden they had a policy change where they wanted to hold my money. And I went on Reddit and Insta and I was like, I ain't doing this shit. I'm gonna go right back to Shopify if you keep messing with me. And they reversed it because I make them a lot of money. And I like Wix too because there are so much smaller. Like Wix compared to Shopify, it's like drip compared to whatnot. It's so tiny. And so I have access to all the C-suite people. Like I can talk to any of them at any time and they listen and they help me. Like it's a very tight-knit community compared to Shopify. So if you're trying to start a business, I'd recommend Wix. I don't have like a sponsorship. It's just to me that's the best way to do it.
Alrighty. It's always good. I mean, the fact that you can get someone important on the phone
Mhm.
nowadays, like, that is invaluable, right? So
The
okay.
fact you can get a freaking human on the phone
Yeah,
nowadays.
exactly. Hmm. Is this Brian's first public appearance? I feel like he's gone complete Batman behind the scenes since he took a step back.
Pretty close. I mean, I've been posting a lot of like Twitter screenshots on my Instagram just to keep engagement up. I've done a great job of keeping engagement up, my goodness. But no, I made a couple like YouTube shorts. I think I busted out like one 10-minute video. But this is my first like time being on a podcast.
Dude, I need to start doing what you're doing and posting on
Hmm.
Twitter and taking screenshots.
Oh, it's so good. It's the Alex Hermosi method, man. Get on Twitter, just throw up your thoughts and see how many people get triggered by it. It's great.
Do you do you get good engagement on Twitter? Like the
No,
actual platform? No.
no one gives a shit about me on Twitter. It's actually
Yeah.
hilarious.
Interesting. And then this is like me getting a free consultation here. Do you put like how do I want to phrase this? Do you take a screenshot and then make it into like a 1 second reel, or put music over it or something?
That's a thing. That's like a strategy people use. I don't tend to do gimmicks like that, but it's not because I don't believe in them. I just like, it's just too much work. It's just
Yeah,
screenshot post. Any
fair
gimmick
enough.
that you can cheat the algorithm with, it's gonna work until like too many people know about it, and then it probably doesn't work anymore. So I just don't care.
I feel like maybe that's at a point where where too many people know about it.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it very much gives the what was it back in the day? Hashtag FYP like on like TikTok for you page. Remember that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
that
mean, I never used TikTok.
oh, that
Never.
was like the meta of TikTok is like you put hashtag FYP. It was like a for you page, or it might have been Instagram. I don't even know. But for the secret hack to trick the algorithm, and then it became kind of a meme, and it doesn't work anymore.
Hmm,
It's the 6-7
interesting.
of hacks.
The 6-7. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Dislodge is in here too. What's up, Grayson? Bought an Unbroken Bonds ETB, Dragon Majesty ETB, Fates Collide ETB. Dude, you've been
Oh,
buying. You've been buying Rebel Clash,
homie
Burning
went crazy.
Shadows, and the last regular Paradox Rift regular ETB I needed for the set. So Dislodge is an ETB collector. He's trying to get one of every ETB dislodged.
Okay.
Pretty sure,
He's doing a good job
or
here.
from
He's got
some
a lot of
eras.
them.
Maybe I'm butchering that, but yeah, dislodge. Which ones do you have? All of them at this point? I needed for the set. Maybe you have all of them at this point. Either way,
It's funny because we sold all of those in the last like 2 weeks. I'm like, did you buy them from me, or was that just pure coincidence? 'Cause I got all those from a guy who sold me like a $200,000 collection, and it was all like Sun and Moon era stuff. So
I was
thanks
gonna
if you bought
say
it from me. I don't know.
you had some cool items in there. Like, didn't you even have was it like black and white era booster boxes?
Yeah, so those I kind of lied for the content. I had those for a couple of years. I bought them from I think it was Loose Packs, the guys at Collecticon. I
Okay,
think that's where I got those from. That was like 3 or 4 years ago. Everything else was from that collection though. It's crazy.
yeah, it was a dope collection for sure.
Yeah, do
Do
good.
you when you're doing that, are you doing like cash deals, wires? Don't matter.
It's whatever the people want. For like the biggest cash deal I did was 130K. That was scary. Walking around with 130 G's, it's I wouldn't recommend that. In the future with like a huge cash deal, like I have like I bought a storage unit. And so we meet there, we load the unit, we shut it, we lock it, and then for big cash deals, I drive them to my bank, which is 2 miles away, and we take the cash out and I hand it to them. Like
Smart.
I don't go with freaking 20 racks anymore. It's just what am I gonna do? I mean, come on, I got some aesthetic muscle, but like I've never got hit in my life. Like, what am I gonna do? They pull
Does
out a
Oma
gun.
does
Come on.
Omaha have I can't remember what the because we don't have it in Canada, but it's like if the police stop you and you have money on you, they can seize it potentially. I can't remember what the legal term is for that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a state by state thing or a country thing, but I think nothing would surprise me with what the law can get away with here. I certainly wouldn't. I mean, do you follow is it Afro Man? Is that his name? The rapper?
Afroman, never heard of him, no.
Oh my god, you're gonna go down a freaking iceberg with Afro Man. It's the cops screwed him over, took a bunch of his money, broke into his house, and he got more famous making songs making fun of the police department. Hilarious iceberg. Anyway, yeah, walking around that much money is a stupid idea. So if it's a big amount, I go to the bank, and then a lot of people just take wire transfers. Cashier's checks are huge.
Mhm.
Um, if you don't own a house, you don't know what a cashier's check is. I've found from people, but it's basically a for the audience. It's like a check can bounce. So if you write someone a check and it's bad, you're screwed. A cashier's check, the bank essentially like takes the money out of your account and puts it in the check more or less. So it's not possible to bounce. It's like a check that you paid for up front. So cashier's checks have
Gotcha.
been popular, but people are pretty flexible.
I know, and this is just me being curious, I know too that you also give the option to pay people after like, if they send you a collection,
Mhm.
you'll process it, pay them out. What percentage of the buys that you're doing right now are people actually sending you stuff first, you paying them out versus actually in-person stuff locally?
Um quantity of deals, it's like half and half. Quantity of like value, not even close, because people, I ship stuff for a living and I get intimidated if I have to pack up like $10,000 of stuff. So with big deals, they drive to me. I had a guy drive from freaking New York, and a guy drive from Texas, Chicago. So just buy how it is. Like people are only going to ship like $5,000 at most, but that does happen quite often. And I think having a YouTube presence allows that to be possible, because like who the hell would ship $5,000 of stuff to a dude? Just be like, oh, I hope he pays me. Like it ain't gonna happen 9 times out of 10. But Catch 'em All Collectibles does it for his his rip and ship. He buys packs from people, and I think he pays people after they land. So I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
okay, well, Dan can do it. Like we're the same level of clout. I'm like, I could do it too, and people go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like another avenue to add in for sourcing. I like it.
yeah.
I've
I
been
got
tempted.
two
I've
two
been
deals
tempted to
coming.
mine.
You
In the
should do
mail?
it. Yeah, yeah. I got two on the way right now. One guy sold me like 6 or 7. That wasn't a meme on purpose. It's like 6 or 7 PC ETBs, and then a couple booster boxes. And then another guy is sending me like $2,500 of just various things. But the biggest shipment I took was like $8,000 of stuff. It was like 4 gigantic U-Haul moving boxes, and it all worked out. A couple stuff came damaged. I video recorded myself opening it. I'm like, yeah, this is effed up.
Hmm.
Pretty easy.
Oscar says, "I only shill I only watch when he shills OP09," referring to the One Piece
Love it.
content. That's true, man. Yeah. I by the way, Oscar's from Sweden, and he's hardcore into Pokemon. I told this guy to buy OP13 when it was like $150 probably, or less a box. Didn't do it. Some people didn't listen, but it's all good.
What is it up to
It's all
now?
good, man. Uh, like 580, 590 a
Oh my
box.
god. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Sales above 6 too sometimes, so
I heard Rudy talking about it like kind of like off the cuff, and I was like, "Oh, that must be a really good one." I don't follow One Piece clearly.
yeah,
It's crazy.
it's 13 is probably the best set. Rudy just talked about One Piece again too, and I wonder what like I wonder what his motivation is behind it sometimes. He said, I'm gonna butcher this too. I think he said there's a fairly high possibility that there's another boom, or maybe he was referring to
Yeah. No,
Pokemon,
no,
but
no, he did that was yesterday, today, I don't know.
mhm.
Very recently. He says there's a good chance that it has another leg up. He's pretty impressed with it. To my knowledge, he doesn't really have a lot of it, if any. So, just
I
probably
think I think he's
engagement.
got a lot of like the weaker sets, OPO7, OPO8. He's talked about
Okay.
that before, which yeah, that's still kind of like heavy bags. It's not the best mover, but
Mm.
he's probably still done really well on it if he's buying from distro.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting it for nothing. Even if it sells for $200, he's like doubling his money or more.
I guess we can take this question too. What's the best set ever created? And why is it Prismatic?
I love it.
Did we talk about this last time? Do you have a favorite set or a set that you think's the best?
I mean, back when I used to do like rip and ships a lot, like I had a lot of fun with. We only did Japanese back in the day. We had a lot of fun with like Remix Bout and Dream League. V Star Universe was really fun. I had a lot of good stuff in it. Those would probably be it, just because like that brings me back to that was when I liked rip and ships a lot. I did it like 5 times a week. Those were really fun to open. As far
What
as now, like a modern set, I'm like, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. My meme answer would be Paradox Rift, because I have like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. But I thought like whatever shiny treasure is, that Paldean Fates. What's shiny
okay.
treasure?
I think so, yeah. That's
Yeah.
with Bubble Mew, right?
Shiny treasure
Okay.
was a really fun one. We did that on Drip for quite a while. So I guess probably that one, shiny treasure, and its
There you go.
equivalent.
What do you think of because the last time we talked, the set wasn't out yet. What do you think about Ascended Heroes?
Yeah, when Mega Dream dropped, which is like the Japanese equivalent, folks in the chat, uh, it didn't sell very well compared to high class sets in the past, like Shiny Treasure V Star Universe, or Shiny Star V. All of those sold way more for us than Mega Dream did. And I'm bigger than I ever was, so I was surprised by that. And so I didn't think Ascended Heroes would be that big of a deal. Clearly, I was wrong. Ascended Heroes is crazy. Uh, I don't know. I don't get it, to be honest. I think Team Rocket Joey always says next set, best set as kind of a meme. I think it's accurate. I think as soon as the next shiny thing comes out, people will decide Ascended Heroes was kind of mid, overpriced, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Dragon Centurion coming soon. What are
Yep.
your thoughts? I see a lot of Prismatic behind you.
It's I think it's when you look at it objectively, Ascended selling at a way better pace than Prismatic was.
Okay.
So my gut tells me that it's going to be a really legit set, even if it gets printed heavily, and even if people move on to the new shiny thing, it's still going to be up there in S tier, in my opinion. I I actually prefer a lot of the cards in Ascended compared to Prismatic. That's just me. I like the Pikachu. Which other ones? I really like for Alligator too.
Yeah,
It's cool that
Froggen's
they've
out.
thrown in like a few of those Pokemon. So yeah, I think it's gonna be legit. But I do agree with you. Like when the new shiny thing comes out, people are gonna move on. Reprints are gonna come. Price is gonna come down. People are gonna be less bullish, and that's when I'm gonna just load up on it.
Yeah, and I think that's a good disclaimer. Is like as soon as people start ditching it, I will buy the shit out of it because I think long term it's fantastic. The the thing that confuses me when I watch anyone's content really is they talk about Ascended Heroes being a great investment. And I'm like, yeah, if you got it for like $100, is it a great investment buying it at like 150? Like, I don't think so. You know,
Mhm.
people would have said that with Prismatic too, and now Prismatic's like 160 or whatever, and it was lower than that a couple weeks ago. And I'm just like, where are all those people at? Because I thought 2 months ago people thought Prismatic was gonna be $200. So Ascended Heroes, yeah, if you can get it for like $100, I think it's a great investment. But people are buying it by the case now, and I'm just like, bruh, that's like long term, sure, it'll be great, but like, can you really hold your money in a product for that long? Like most of y'all can't. That's why the amount of collections I bought that are prismatic heavy is insane. And I know these people bought it wanting to hold for 5 to 10 years, and I know a lot of them are selling it to buy Ascended. And I think that's the I think that's like it's the epitome of the average Pokemon investor. It's like sell at a loss, buy the new shiny thing at the high, rinse and repeat. And then people like me who buy it all at 80% were the ones actually getting rich off it.
You bought a ton of Prismatic ETBs from Retro too, right?
I did. I bought
Yeah.
500 boxes. It's like $80,000 of prismatic.
I feel like this is the best time to be buying more Prismatic. So when you tell me
Mhm.
that people are selling Prismatic, it kind of makes me cringe just a little bit.
Well, and
Like the
those are the
set's not even
same
2 years old.
people. Yeah, those are the people that are probably the same people as the Ascended Heroes simps. Like these people were on Pokey Profits chat going, "What's the best set?" And what you know what I mean? Like they full-heartedly believed in it, and now they're ditching for probably a loss because I'm buying it 80% to buy Ascended Heroes at the highest it's probably ever going to be for the next year or two. It's hilarious. Yeah, Prismatic. I mean, I bought the 500 boxes, but then I also bought 10 cases from Retro just 2 days ago. He put cases on his Instagram.
Mhm.
And then the guy that shipped me $8,000 of stuff I talked about, most of that was Prismatic. People are just throwing it out the window right now. It's crazy. I mean, you
Oh,
got how much do you have back there? Is that all Prismatic?
these are all empty. There's actually nothing in there. So we
Oh, that's
got
smart.
12 ETBs and then some Black Bolt stuff. I always tell people that, by the way. Some of them are full still, but some of them actually are empty. In
Not a bad
total,
idea.
though, in total, I have 112 ETBs of Prismatic now.
Yeah, that's
So
solid.
for me, that's a lot. For me, that was like a really sizable position. I think I'd like to get to that point with Ascended, but Yeah, I bought all mine at like 104 USD, maybe converted 100 USD. I can't remember exactly what
That's
it was,
nice.
but yeah, 150. I don't feel great about it at this point.
Yeah, 150 was bold. That was a bold strategy, but we'll see. I like retro. I knew it would at least be safe.
Well, that's prismatic. I was referring to ascended.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
ascended.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
no.
prismatic 150 right now, like that's good. That's solid.
The quantity I bought was bold, but yeah, I think the price is good.
Mhm.
We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Darrow asks, where do you guys see the hobby after the 30th anniversary set?
I see it the same way I see it next week. I don't think it matters. I've made that very clear in my little Twitter post, but what do you think?
I think I'm right there with you for the most part. Like I don't think it's gonna change much unless Pokemon around that time period starts to run like crazy ad campaigns and they're bringing in a lot more people. I
Mhm.
don't think just a set releasing changes how the market's gonna react to everything else, right? So, I mean, maybe going into next year, this has been my guess. I think celebrations, generations, these specialty sets from the anniversaries, those will probably slow down a little bit. I think right now there's a decent amount of speculation on those.
Mm,
Whereas when you look at like the historical performance of those sets, specifically celebrations, it was a lot worse than people think it was. It was kind of
okay.
in line with Astral Radiance and Silver Tempest for a long period. This
Interesting.
year, though, it's popped off. So I think next year it's gonna slow down again. That's my guess.
Okay. Yeah, one of the guys, the $130,000 cash guy, a lot of his stuff was celebrations, so he was, like, cashing in a good chunk
Yeah.
of his stuff. So I still have all of that. I'm holding on to it too. We'll see. Hopefully it goes up and doesn't trail off like you think, but I don't think it'll be any different, and my main reason that I've posted about several times is there a single person out there, like, buying Chaos Rising because the 30th anniversary set is 3 months from now? If not, then nothing will change. Like, is anyone making a decision based on that?
Mhm.
Like, is anyone buying Ascended Heroes at 140 because the 30th anniversary is this year? I would say no, therefore, it's completely inconsequential. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I agree with you for the most part. I was gonna say too, celebrations over the past couple weeks has kinda popped off, so
Okay.
you're probably loving that if you haven't been paying attention, but, um,
I can't watch it all, man. I really wish I could. That's great
I get
news,
it.
though.
I get it. Someone messaged me or left a comment yesterday because I made a video talking about Sword and Shield, and I kinda brushed over Vivid Voltage,
Mm,
and they were like, "Why are we not talking about Vivid? The amazing rares are moving or something." It's like, man, you can't keep up with everything.
no.
Like, even if you dedicated 24 hours every single day to Pokemon in the market, you'd still be missing stuff. So it's like, just
Yeah, it's not
focus on what you
possible.
like. Yeah. Kuramasa, shout out fellow Canadian here. Question: as someone who wants to start an online business, do you ever worry about scams like chargeback, etc., or dealt with anything before, or should I just stick to selling locally or on Facebook?
Oh, boy. Have you gone through a lot of that?
Getting scammed?
Yeah, just in
Um,
general.
very little, very little. My opinion is based on my experience selling on eBay and Facebook. It's almost it's almost what people don't expect. So selling higher dollar stuff on eBay, I almost never had issues,
Hmm,
but selling lower dollar stuff that was like 5 or $10, that's where I had almost all of my issues.
that's fascinating. It's the quality of people, I guess, I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, the chargeback scams, I mean, if you've watched my channel, I talk about this once a year. Tens of thousands of dollars probably over the 5 years I've been in business. I one year it was, like, north of 10,000, so I don't know. I'd have to do the math. The thing with like people that are worried about getting scammed or like chargeback scammed or whatever, it's like you just have to look at the net. Like for example, if you like let's say okay, you're debating on selling locally or starting a business. It's like okay, if in a perfect world you net $200,000 starting an online business, which I think is a reasonable profit if you do this for like 2 to 3 years. So you net $200,000 a year, but you get scammed 10,000. Okay, so you net 190 compared to you're doing some local Facebook crap and you net 50, but you don't get scammed. It's like, well, I would take the 200 with a $10,000 chargeback scam and you net way more. It's the problem is a lot of people they start an online business, they don't know what they're doing, they get scammed, and then they're out say $500 and then they just give up and quit and then they go back to Facebook Marketplace where they're also making less money. It's like if you just toughened it out and accepted it, you kept going with it, you would absolutely net more.
Mhm.
Just don't be reckless. Like DJ is probably one of the most OCD sellers I've seen, where he'll call the buyers like if they spend north of 4 figures or something. And I told everyone on YouTube to do that. I don't think anyone listened except him. So power to him. He's safe. I do the same thing. If someone spends a lot of money, I call them and I play it as like, hey, how can I help you more? Like, can I one day ship this to you? Can I throw in some extra stuff? Do you have a business? Like, I play it like I'm trying to help them, but behind the scenes, I'm making sure they're not effing me over. And a good like a good litmus test is when I call them, number one, do they know who I am? Like, do they watch my channel? Will they comment on it? Because if you're spending $5,000 on my site, you probably know my channel. If you don't know who I am, I just ask, like, I can get an idea of if they're Pokemon fans. And if they're Pokemon fans, believe it or not, in a industry full of scams, they're a lot safer than you'd think. So I'll be like, oh man, Ascended Heroes, like, what are you looking for? Oh, I want the da, 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 da. Compared to the average credit card scammer who's like some random Vietnamese 70-year-old guy across the border that stole a credit card from some chick named Sarah. Like they don't know what the hell this shit is. They just know that they can flip it. So if you call them and they're really excited about the stuff they're buying, yeah, they can still screw you, but like that's my litmus test. I'm like, okay. Also, if they do a big purchase and they use like a coupon code or they shout out there's a lot of coupon codes on my site, and if they use a coupon code, I look at that and I go, okay, if you were doing a chargeback scam, you wouldn't give a shit if you saved $5 on your order. There's just little teeny tiny things you can look for, and if you look for all those things, you're a lot less likely to get scammed.
I think I think the best thing you said in that though is it really is just a math problem, right? Like run the
Mhm.
numbers. Every large company does this. Like they fully expect they're going to deal with scams, but it's built into the price that they're charging, the price they're paying. Like it really just comes down to that margin and does it make
Yeah.
sense to sell online? And I think for most people, you're going to grow selling online compared to what you can do locally. So I would say go for it, but go into it kind of accepting you will eventually get scammed and it's going to suck. But when that happens, just remind yourself that you're making more money doing it this way. And it's just part of the business.
Yeah, 100%. It's all math, you're right.
I'd say like another tip too, and this could apply to selling Pokemon product or like any collectible, because I sold a ton of stuff on eBay in the collectible space. If I'd get buyers asking like one specific question about something, I would be fine with that because collectors in different markets are very particular about certain things. Like selling manga collections, a lot of people would worry about if there were inserts on certain volumes or uh where pages starting to yellow and stuff. But if you have someone asking you like 5 to 10 questions about every individual tiny nuance and they're really picky about things, I would honestly just block people and not even do business with them. Like, just move on. You'll find someone who's happy to buy what you're selling and give you less issues. So that would be another thing if people are like overly picky about condition and stuff.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I just block you from my site. I take your IP address and I just block it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the easiest way to go about it.
Mhm.
But start for sure. And I know in Canada, like, it'll help you a ton because I think you're in Edmonton, right? Kurimasa. That's what, like 1.1 million people locally. I mean, maybe you're dealing with Calgary and stuff too. So round up to like 2 million, 2.5, whatever. If you could sell throughout Canada, even to the States, other parts of the world, it's a lot more people that can potentially buy your stuff.
Mhm.
We had a hater here too. What a nonsense system in Buy Brothers. It happens, man. It is what it is.
I saw that guy. He asked the question and then like apparently we didn't get to it fast enough, so then he rage quit. I don't know.
We could take it too. I mean, what would you do with a sealed Pikachu Van Gogh case? Hodl or just send a PSA? Again, I think this is like a good general ungraded versus graded question. Like if the math makes sense. I actually was just working with a guy in my group. He's a One Piece collector. He has a ton of like really high-end cards. They were all ungraded, and it makes sense math-wise to send them all to PSA because the gem rates are so high, but there's still very large premiums. I think the best example, he has a English serialized Zoro out of 600. He paid, I'm not going to say exactly what he paid, but he paid around $30,000 for the card, which is
Jeez,
around market right now.
that's
In
insane.
a PSA 10, I mean, those are probably going to be going for 50 to 60K. So just to send it off to PSA, he actually got to drop his off in person too. So it's like, if you can do that and they give you a 10, you just made 15 to $20,000, maybe even up to 30, right? So it's a math thing for me.
It's wild.
hmm
Wild.
Crazy, man.
Good for him.
Yep. So yeah, if you have ungraded stuff, I think it's just worth sending if it makes sense. Why not? Some people don't want to support PSA, I get it, but if you if you choose to do that over making free money, like, respect, I guess.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I hate that company, but I also like money, so I don't know. You just got to kind of you got to decide if your wallet or your ethics takes the power seat. It's usually my wallet, if I'm being honest. Unless it's
I think
like actual ethics. I mean, like you know,
I think most
PSA
people are like
sucking.
that too, man.
Yeah,
Honestly. A lot of people will talk up a big game about, being anti-establishment, anti certain companies, but I mean, if it saves them a couple bucks, they're going to shop at Walmart over,
yeah.
Target or another, like, it's whatever. That's
E-
life.
Everyone, all my the older folks in my family, my grandparents, uncles, and aunts, they're all like, "Oh, we you only need to buy made in American products," and they got like a Samsung TV, and I'm like, "All right, grandma, like, yeah,
There
you keep that in mind."
there's so many people who are doing that in Canada too because of the
Hmm.
tariffs, like not buying American stuff, and I'm like, "Bro, I just don't care. Like give me the stuff I've used." Canadian, it's all the same. Like, they're all playing the same game, man. They just want your
Yep,
fucking money. They're just gonna frame it in a way that, it's all advertising too, but whatever.
it's a big game.
Jeppy says the Afro Man story is wild. So crazy how if he didn't have the security cameras, he might have even screwed.
You
Um,
absolutely need to look into
yeah.
Afro Man. It is the funniest part of the internet right now. Like with all the darkness going on, Afro Man is the light. Seriously, it's wonderful.
After this, I'll look it up.
Hmm.
I'll get into it. How long does it take to get through kind of like the whole story?
It goes deep, dude, but it's a fun deep. The TLDR, they raided his house illegally. He made a song about it. It went hyper viral. The cops got so much hate from the hyper viral song making fun of them that they sued him, and then he made a song throughout the whole entire thing for each individual cop that all got it is freaking hilarious. Like totally worth digging deep into.
We'll take Jeppy's question too at the same time. Investing aside, what's your guys' favorite set from an art collecting standpoint? I think we kind of already went over this, but we can do it again. Also, would love to hear what your fave modern Pokemon card is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I talked about it. You know, Remix Bout I thought was really fun set. These are like the tag team sets in Japan, and Unified Mind was cool, but it was Remix Bout, V Star Universe, and Dream League. I thought those were really fun to pull for people. Now they're way too much money to collect, but those were fun to rip. Favorite modern Pokemon card? I mean, there's so freaking many. I really enjoyed the it's such a niche one. There's a Leiron card where he's like chewing on a barrel of acid or something. I don't know why. I just really like that card. I just think it's dope. It's some like random art
That's a
rare.
newer one, right? I think I
It's
know which one you're
newer.
talking about. Yeah.
It's probably like Paradox Rift or something. I couldn't even tell you, but I remember when I saw that when we pulled it, I was like, "This is the coolest looking card ever," and it's objectively not that cool. I just dig it.
I feel like my answer to this changes every time I get asked it.
Yeah.
I really like the Pikachu, the secret from Cosmic Eclipse, where it's like him in red. I think
Oh yeah, that's a
that's a
cute
cute
one.
looking card. Yeah. I'll go with that one today. If you ask me in a week from now, it's probably going to be a different different card, but that's what
Valid.
we're running with. Are prismatic booster bundles a good pickup to hold? I would say yes. I think anything prismatic right now is a really good option, especially too. I guess I can ask you this too, Brian. Are you getting SPCs from distro?
Everyone's talking about this SPC reprint. I have no idea what they're getting that from. Like as far as I know, there's nothing happening.
I mean, Anon's saying they're coming through distro, dude. So
He's got better connections than me, so I don't know.
okay.
Genuinely, I have no idea. I've not heard a thing. The people I've talked to haven't heard anything, but it really does come down to which rep you get for each one of these places. And I give a non shit, but like it really is a rep by rep basis. And yeah, I don't know. As far as I know, nothing's happening.
They have been hitting Costco's in Canada, and I think they're going to be hitting in the States, or if they haven't already. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's definitely been proven, I think, enough that like retail stores are getting it. But as far as distro goes, I mean, shit, I bought $20,000 of top loaders as brownie points for my distro. So if someone was getting them, I'd be getting them.
I feel like maybe I asked Alex about this or someone else. Are you slowing that down though? Like, do you think it's still worth it to throw all that money at distro?
Oh, I'm speeding it up. I'm going way harder. Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw down another 10K order on top loaders. I
There you go.
finally found an item that sells. No, it now is more than ever the best time to be investing in random crap from your distro. For sure. Because of the 30th anniversary. Yeah, Pitch Black, I think is gonna be a pretty good one. Um, there's so much coming, and we're at the height of the bull market, maybe. There's just no product available. Like the average vendor is getting maybe a case of a new set. So I'm going way harder. I'm ordering all sorts of shit from distro. I think
Mhm.
everyone should, but hey, don't listen to me. I'm trying to. That's just competition. I'm inviting.
Abraham, thank you for the super chat.
Pepperidge Farm
Pepper Rich
reminders.
Farm remembers.
That was referring to something I posted. What was I referring? Oh, that was the dis. I was making fun of people with dust and rivals. That's what that's from.
We got some really dark comments in here. The dark side of Pokemon is so much darker than everyone thinks. Wake up, people. Hey man,
Like,
look, there is corruption and illegal activities in every niche, every part of life, man. I'd say overall Pokemon's honestly it's doing better than I thought it would be at this point, you know. this deep into a bull market. But I think too, it really just depends what type of content you watch. Like I try and watch positive stuff as much as
Mm,
possible, and there's still a lot of really good things going on in the hobby. So just depends on what you're engaging with, in my opinion.
probably smart. Positivity, baby.
I haven't watched the news in, and this is something like anytime I have to talk with extended family, like going to a gathering or you talk to the cashier at Canada Post or whatever, Walmart. It's like you can tell who's still plugged in and who's unplugged just based on like how they talk and what they say. Like if you're having a conversation with me and you're just parodying what CBC said last night, like I don't even want to talk to you anymore. I'll be honest. Like I don't
Yeah,
know. It's weird.
it's. I think it's healthy to take a break from it. It's and we're all so hopeless anyway. It's just like at this point, I'm unplugged myself.
It's better that way, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Oscar asked too, do you think people say Bull Run will end after the 30th because it ended after the 25th, even though the real reason the run ended was because lockdown ended, not the 25th, in my opinion.
I thought about that. Like people like to look for patterns, but there's not like how do I rephrase that? People like to look for patterns that don't exist, and they're like, "Oh, anniversary, then it ended, therefore that'll happen again." It's like there's so many different things that have happened since then. But I could see a lot of people gathering their opinion based on what very cool guy is saying. Like wouldn't surprise me.
I think the last time we talked too, I asked you if you still believed, because you had made a video, I think like last March or February, whatever, about how the market the boom's gonna end because people put in massive orders at distro and they actually get filled and they have to fire sell.
Uh huh.
Are we still on are we still on with that? Is that how this is all ending?
Yeah, I think so. My guess it would be I arbitrarily threw out ME7. So ME5 comes out in July and ME7 would be what like July, August, September, October, like winter. So I think I was a little early on my guess. Like I don't think it'll be ME7. But yeah, I think that's honestly what it'll be. I think it's 100% going to be people like me who have too much balls and not enough smarts. We're going to go crazy on our distro order. We're going to order $500,000 of the new set. And then whether or not it's a hit, it doesn't even matter. We're going to run out of money. We're going to panic sell. And then the price that you see on PokeAny, if it's $90 for a ME10 booster box and Sakura's card shop and Toden, whatever, and all the other ones, if they're all like, oh shit, we ran out of money, that's going to become the market price. And then it's all going to just come crashing to an end. I think vendors 100% control how this will all go down. We'll see.
There you go. Alrighty. You heard it here, folks. That's a prediction. Winter, everything's going to zero.
No, I think it'll be later. ME10, not
Maybe
ME7.
summer next year. Then we're cooked. Okay, good to
Yeah.
know.
I don't know when it's gonna be, but that's how it's gonna happen. For
It makes
sure.
sense. It makes sense. Question from Abraham too. How does one go about getting luscious hair?
It's all about the genes, man. I got mental disorders, but my parents gave me good hair, so evened out.
Yeah, and good biceps, man. Absolutely jacked.
Yeah, they're irrationally nice. They're not actually strong. It's just like there must just be a good pocket there that fills up.
I
I
have
I,
like
I curl like 40s. I'm not like that jacked.
that's pretty good for legit
It's
curls.
okay. It's bad on the
Yeah.
wrists, bad on the forearms.
Dude, I have the worst proportions, man. Like I got really good legs, so I could squat a lot and deadlift, but
Okay.
yeah, really short arms
That's
and
good
stuff.
though, because like you'll never have to hear like, "Oh, bro, just skips leg day."
Yeah.
That's huge. Because I do not skip leg day, but it looks like I do, and it's so annoying. I'm like, I do leg day more than arm day now. They're skinny.
To a flaw, I'm such a contrarian that I think when I was like 16 and everyone was working out around me and just doing like bench and buys, that was it. You
Yeah,
know,
that was every high
I,
schooler.
yeah, I started Smolov, which is like this Russian squat program that I want to say was 13 weeks, like a little bit over 3 months. I did that twice in a year. And I think I added, I want to say like 150 pounds to my squat. Like it was
Holy
filthy.
shit, those
Yeah.
Russians are crazy.
But you squat 4 times a week in the base cycle, so mhm.
That's nuts. Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, never again, guys. Do not do that. Your body will hate you after. A couple super chats coming in too from Roberto. Thank you for the super chats. How to identify which are best pokey slabs to buy?
That's the question.
Mhm. That
I
is
have no
the
idea. I
million
don't
dollar
buy
question.
slabs.
I feel bad too because I'm not a slab guy. I just invest in sealed product. Um, my recommendation, Roberto, would be to go watch Pika Pika Papa. He
Mm,
has a lot of really good content on singles and slabs. And I think just generally, right? Like scarcity plays a factor, demand for a card plays a factor, but there's way better channels out there that are going to give you more in-depth recommendations. So apologies that I can't help more, but I'd rather push you in the right direction of someone who could potentially help you than me sit here and, spew off nonsense for a few minutes.
make something up.
Mhm. Do you feel like there's a lot of that still on YouTube?
Oh, people just make shit up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's the majority of PokeTube, honestly. I shouldn't even. It's the majority of I think YouTube. Anything tutorial or like advice based, I think people just spout shit off. Like the stuff I hear people say on here that I know damn well as someone that's been in business 5 years and has distro. I'm just like, none of that's true at all. Like, what are you talking about? It's
Do you
and
think
there's no fact checking. There's no Team Rocket Joey, to his credit, as someone that was wrong with a lot of things. He straight up called it out. He's like, "Yeah, if you're wrong, you just make a video 2 weeks later that says I was wrong. You get more views than the first one, and no one gives a shit."
do you do you think there's any like really good YouTubers coming up, like maybe new ones? I know we've talked about DJ before and what he's doing, but maybe someone really new that no one's paying attention to yet.
Someone super new.
Or
I
who's
don't.
underrated.
Yeah, the problem is like the algorithm feeds you what you watch, and it rarely feeds you someone new. At this point, we had a little pocket of time when it fed new people, and I think it's reverted since then. Like when Pokey Chuck was new, I would get recommends from him and a couple other people, and now I don't get recommends from anyone new. I think DJ's Poke Center is the most valuable new channel, and as far as newer than that, I don't know. I do you have anybody? I need some new stuff.
I'm trying to think in this space, no. Like I've been watching less Pokemon content, and it's
Mhm.
not because I hate like I really like TJ, the Pokepaster. Watch a lot of his stuff,
Yeah,
but
he's a cool dude.
he's dope. He's great. Family man as well. So like tons of respect for TJ. Chuck as well. Like I used to watch a ton of his stuff. I try not to watch as much anymore. And it's not because I hate anybody. It's just like I'm trying to cut down on screen time and social media and all of this. So
Mm.
yeah, like new people, I haven't seen anyone new.
Well, I guess like retrospects. He's not new by any means, but his channel is relatively new. Like he's posting often now.
Yeah, Rich was great.
And
Mhm.
then tactical something.
Steve, yeah.
Yeah,
Tactical
I
trading.
buy Chinese from him. I buy a lot of Chinese from him. So like
By
he's
the
got a
way,
channel.
sorry to cut you off, Brian.
No,
By
what's
the
up?
way, Steve, and this goes for anyone who's making a YouTube, bro, get rid of underscores and just like, numbers and stuff. Like make your name as simple as possible
Yeah.
if you can, because like I've worked with people before, you can't even find their YouTube channel if you put in their name because it's like there's a larger tactical trading, so you actually have to put in the underscore to find your YouTube, which I think is like really problematic as a brand perspective, but
I
that's just
agree.
me. That is just
Yeah,
me.
when you have symbols in your name, you're cooked.
And he makes really good content too. I like watching his stuff. It's kind of like raw and unfiltered, but it's good at the same time. So,
Yeah, it's honest and perfectly boring, just like catch all collectibles. It's real. Like those people have like real knowledge. It's just not like
mhm.
very fun, but I love that content.
If you could go back in time, would you pick the same name as you
No,
chose right
hell
now?
no. I hate my name. I think it was a horrible decision. I'm honestly I've been tempted to change it twice a year every year since like 2022, but I just
I'm
can't
the same
now.
way. I'm the same way. I
Yeah.
mean, having Pokey in your name too, like I do always worry potentially about Pokemon coming after me or like anyone
Mhm.
who has Pokey. The other thing too is it really is one dimensional. So
Yeah.
at least for Alex, right? Like nostalgianomics, people understand the the niche that you're in, I'd say. But you
Mhm.
actually have a little bit of room to go wider if you want. Like, and that was kind of why I made the One Piece channel, because this is a Pokemon channel and nobody wanted to hear me talk about One Piece or anything else. So yeah, I hate my name too. I would definitely change it if I could.
See, I like your name because is it supposed to be like a double like meaning? Like you're like a prophet?
Yes.
Okay. See, I
Yes.
love that. I think that's brilliant.
Mhm.
It's like Cardinal Gaming, like Cardinals and then like card and all. He's from
I
Maine.
like Mason's name too.
It's so
It's good.
clever. Like
Yeah.
Pokey Profit, I'm like, okay, profit like money, profit like reading the future. I think it's
Mhm.
bloody brilliant. But yeah, Pokey in
Thanks,
a
man.
name is definitely like it's one dimensional. No one knows how to say my name. Like they're like Pokeny, like no one knows how to say it. No one knows what any means. We're one of 50 states, but we're definitely in the bottom 5 as far as popularity. Like no one it's stupid. I hate it, honestly.
Branding in general is just like so important, but I don't know. I feel like you can make anything work. Like at this point, at least for you, you're so established in the space. People know. And like your intro to, you'd always tell people that you're working out of a basement in Omaha, Nebraska. So it's like
The famous intro.
it catches on.
Yeah, people
We
call
did
me NE, which I think like that's catchy. They're like,
NE.
"What's up, NE?"
Okay.
I'm like, "I like that." Like that's
Yeah.
better than the whole thing.
Big super chat from Eric the Mongo. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Steel City Stacks is a new YouTuber that has crazy good organized info. He is on the come up. I've actually watched a couple of his videos. So yeah,
Yeah, that's
maybe that's a shout out we
familiar.
could give. I do think he has good production value as well when I watched his videos. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I watched this guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mhm.
Um, I like that is his name like Eric from Violet City or something? Is that his name? He's on Instagram.
Dude, that guy's hilarious,
That
man.
dude's funny as shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's new, but like he made some viral video and now I watch all his stuff.
I there are some vendors I wanna interview. I don't know like if they would work with an investor like me. Like, I
Oh, they
understand
definitely
they're
would, bro.
dude, he's fucking hilarious. I love the video too where they just put this out, I'm pretty sure, where they're confronting vendors for trying to scam.
Yeah, that's where I
It
first heard of him.
it's so good, man.
He's so,
That
like,
is
brazen and,
yeah.
just it's very he's got, like, the goated polls type energy,
Mhm.
but I don't know, he's such a dick, like, in the best way. Like, I
Yep.
love him, I love that s I followed instantly, I'm like, "This shit's hilarious."
Yeah, that dude's funny too. I
Mhm.
I think we need more of that in the space and just in
I agree.
general in life, you know?
I agree, we need something different, and that Eric from Violet City is different, man. Huge shout out.
Yeah. He's pretty large too, I think, at this point, so yeah, I
Probably.
watch a lot of the or I used to watch a lot of the vending content, like, I watched Jar Chomp for a while, Bulbasaur. I mean,
Mhm.
these guys are all really large. Uh, what's his name? Ricky from Oyama Trading? Is
Yeah.
that his name? Yeah, I watched a decent amount of his. He has really high production value.
Yeah,
His
he makes
videos
good
are good
stuff.
too.
I can't do the vendor content stuff, I just don't care. Like I
Yeah.
watch like they'll put little highlights on like IG Shorts or whatever YouTube Shorts, and I'll watch them sometimes. But like they're all kind of the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Tons of good options out there. Thank you for the super chat, man. You didn't have to do that. We probably would have pulled the comment up anyways, but I appreciate you. Let's see. Let's see if there's a few more questions in here. What is your opinion about buying a Destin Rivals booster box? Brian, when's the DR reprint coming, man?
The DR quarter one, bro. No, I don't know. Destined Rival is like, God, it's like, isn't it like $550 or something? It's absurd.
Still expensive, yeah.
I don't know. I'd be like, I get all my stuff for pretty cheap, whether it's from distro back in the day or like collection boxes because of the clout. But like, you people that go on TCG Player and spend $550 plus tax on a single box, I'm like, bro, I don't have the balls. Like, I just could not hold up $500 on that. I don't think it's necessarily going to get a big reprint though. Like, it's probably going to hold its value. I think it's like a fine way to hold value, but I don't know. This shit's getting ridiculous, man. I truly don't think it'll ever reprint to a level that matters.
I would agree. I mean, the deeper we get, it's into the life cycle, obviously. It's
Mhm.
it's tough to see this box being like $300 ever. I do know,
Yeah.
I will say this though. I I work with a guy who's actually in Lebanon and he was buying from Europe for 400 a box. So I think if
Wow.
you guys are in Europe, and they're coming in the cases that look different than ours in North
Oh, yeah.
America, but it's the same box, man, right? Like just open the case, all the boxes. So that's that's something that I think in the future we're gonna see more of is people importing from Europe and Asia. I've been trying to like build my network in other parts of the world because
Mhm.
there's some crazy arbitrage if you and you
Yeah.
know that obviously
Yeah, the
buying
Europe
from yeah.
arbitrage is real, and for some reason, I don't know a single European. It's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Mhm.
like Pokey, like Chloe and Dean, like they're in the UK. Is that I mean that's Europe, but like is it really Europe? Europe? I don't know. I feel like they're kind of like that's almost its own continent almost.
There's some
Like
issues
over
in
here.
Europe too. Like I talked to a guy who owned a store in Slovakia or Slovenia. I'm gonna be butchering this. If they're watching, I apologize, Sandy. Um, they don't even have a distro right now. So apparently
Weird.
the distro that was supplying like all the Balkans or at least their country, they were backdooring so much products and Pokemon found out or whatever and apparently cut them off. So they don't even
Oh,
have an official company
Jesus,
doing it now. Yeah, it's an
that's
absolute mess
crazy.
apparently.
Are you messing with Mexico right now?
No, but
Dude, Mexico's the game, man.
there's deals there.
Well, Spanish shit too. Spanish is on the come up, bro. You just wait.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm here for it.
Spanish is coming. Like it's weird. My brother, Justin, he took over most of my like shipping and fulfillment, and so he's like just like kind of weirdly observant. He just like keeps all this data in his brain, and he's like, "Bro, you got a lot of like Javier's and Jesus's," and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I see that for the most part." But no, like we have like an outrageous amount of like Southern California, Southern Texas, Hispanic people, and the percentage per capita is kind of obnoxious. I'm just like, okay, interesting. A lot of these folks might speak Spanish and be interested in product, and I always thought that. And then just all of a sudden, I don't know what triggered it, but 3 people from Mexico started, like, messaging me at the same time, and some of them are offering me product for free. They're just like, "Pay me if it sells." So it's risk-free for me. So they send it, and it's Spanish is on the come up, man. Like, the sales data I'm getting is crazy. I'm
Hmm.
gonna have every set booster box, ETBs, and sleeves by the end of spring.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's cheap too, and the margins
I
are crazy.
I was gonna ask that in relation to English, like what's the price point looking like?
Insanely cheap with insanely huge margins. It's what Korean was when Japanese boxes were selling for like 200, like the triplet beat clay burst era. That's when Korean took over because it was cheap as hell, but you could still double your money selling it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, Spanish is like the second most spoken language in the US, I think.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Certainly.
Hmm.
I mean, we have in Omaha, we have like South Omaha is like it's all Spanish speak. They don't even speak English. It's a whole like 100,000 plus people. I could bring my inventory to South O and probably sell it in one day. Something to think about. Something to look into on your side.
Shout the Latinos of America, man. There you
That's
go.
right. Shout them
And
out.
if you need product, pokeane.com. Which, by the way, I was gonna link your website in the video description. If anyone's watching, Brian's YouTube channel is linked. You've blocked Canada and I think every other country, right? So I can't even get on the website.
Yeah, yeah. I blocked all the countries' IPs except the US. My reasoning is there's a lot of scams that were happening in other countries, not Canada, but the Canadians and the Mexicans would get on my site and they'd be like, "Do you ship to Canada and Mexico?" And Canada and Mexico, and I'd get like 20 emails a week, and I'm just like, "No, I don't." So there's no sense letting the Canadians or the Mexicans look on my site if all they're going to do is ask me if I ship to them, and then I'm going to say no. So I just blocked the whole damn country.
Fair
Sorry.
enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
it saves me a lot of time.
Abraham, thank you for the super chat as well. Goat of singles is Mimic Brew. Okay, show Mimic Brew, Business Brian, and General Market Talk, Grayson and Alex. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
I love it. Shout out.
You spelled my name wrong, so I hate you a little bit for that, but it's okay. It's okay.
I get
A
brain
lot,
a lot, so
yeah. A lot of people spell it with an E. It's fine. I was one of those weird people. My parents gave me the A, and I think too, like it's such an uncommon name. I mean, maybe it's becoming more popular now, but yeah.
Grayson? Yeah, I
Hmm.
don't know. My all my like family members are teachers, so I hear a lot of names. Grayson's not that uncommon.
Okay, interesting.
There's been some Graysons.
Daru saying, "I'm just waiting for Sword and Shield to finally blast off." You still
Mm.
have a lot of your cases, the older stuff?
Yeah, I've got what? Yeah, not as much as I used. What's Sword and Shield? Like Paldea Evolved.
That's SV.
Oh, that's Scarlet Violet. What's Sword and Shield?
Yeah.
Oh, Silver Tempest.
Fusion, Evolving, Lost.
Yeah, I have 30 cases of Silver Tempest, 10 of Lost Origin. I think that's it though now.
Really?
A lot of Japanese, but yeah, I liquidated most of it to buy my new house, honestly.
There you go.
Probably a good idea. It's a
You
good
guys sold the
house.
old one, or you just have two now?
We have two. We're just
Okay,
keeping one as like an investment property.
nice.
Yeah.
That's the dream, man. That's my next step.
Yeah.
I wanna get a house, but I don't know if it's gonna be in Canada or Colombia or something. We'll see, but
Yeah, you were talking
that's
about
awesome.
Colombia. That could be interesting. It's got to be cheaper than Canada, right? Canada's probably
Way
awful.
cheaper. Way cheaper. Like a a house here that I'd say I'd be comfortable like raising a family in would probably be in USD like 600K, 700K. And that would
Wow.
be like a modest home. Like you're not gonna have a huge backyard or anything. I mean, for 600K in Colombia, you're getting a mansion
Yeah.
and probably
That's
on like 20 acres of land. Like
oh wow, holy shit.
depending on where you are, like it maybe in Medellin, no, but if you're in like Armenia or Manizales or somewhere else, right? Like you can get a pretty nice place.
Yeah, I'd be doing that all day. 600K gets you a lot in Omaha. In Nebraska, like real estate's so cheap. But that would get you like a good like 4 bed, 4 bath, 3,500 square foot new house with like a quarter acre.
Have you ever seen on I mean, this is just such an aside, but do you ever see those YouTube shorts of it's like the home inspectors going into new
I love
builds?
those. This is Janet,
They're
your
so
favorite
good, man.
20-year-old home inspector, and they got the little stick with a little hand on it.
Yep.
I watch all of them. I don't know why. It tickles my brain.
I love that content, man. I mean, it's like it's scary how poorly built a lot of these homes are, but I think it's great content too.
Yeah, the house that we bought with the sword shield sets, we bought it from the builder who lived here for a couple years. So I'm like, okay, he probably did a good job. Like he's actually the builder. He
There you
lived
go.
here. I'm like, it's probably good. But yeah, I see those videos. I'm like, well, I used to be in real estate, so I know how shitty the houses are built. It's honestly horrifying.
Yeah. By the way, how are we doing on time? We've been going for an hour and a half.
My wife just texted me. If you could help. Now we're Gucci.
We're Gucci.
Oh
Alrighty.
yeah, we're
Cool.
good.
We'll try and get through as many questions as possible too, guys. Mo hits. How far do you think 151 ETBs will go? I have a large
Mm,
quantity and I want to liquidate due to storage and put into older booster boxes such as Evolving or Team Up.
I'll give you 80%.
There you go. There you go. You can sell to
Hit
Brian for
me
80.
up. What's the price now?
There's
151.
$600.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
even more.
150. Oh, 650 it says on TCG Player.
Yeah.
The Pokemon, the 151 stuff has like made me kind of nervous because so many people are liquidating right now. And so there's one guy, he's got like a $65,000 collection and like probably 30 of it is 151 products. And there's two PC ETBs in there, which are like 1,500 or something stupid. And I'm just like, bruh, even at 80%, like if this shit takes a small hit, I'm cooked. I don't think it will, but it's so much money invested into one tiny product. It gets scary. It's like Destined Rivals at
Mhm.
like 550. I'm like, I would rather have, 4 or 5 other ETBs than one $1,500 PC ETB. But if people sell me the collection, I'm gonna say yes. So I don't know
Yeah.
how far will they go. I mean, it looks like they maxed out at, yeah, like 650 ish, and they're kind of wavering between like 597 and 630. I don't know. I mean, in this broken ass world by Christmas, it wouldn't surprise me if they were like 800, honestly.
I made maybe the most unpopular take I've ever done when I was talking to Alex. Um, I think 151 at this point, it's gonna start getting outperformed by a lot of sets. Like even something like Black Bolt, I
Mm,
think over the next couple of years could potentially outperform it. Like we're close to $30 a pack for loose 151.
yeah, that's crazy. I
Mhm.
have a lot of 151 too, like a lot. And it's to the point, what's the oldest sets you have like at scale, like in your investment portfolio?
Sword and Shield booster boxes.
Okay,
So like
so
chilling to Lost Origin.
they're getting kind of expensive. I found like the collection I just bought with all the Sun and Moon era stuff. It's like each ETB is several $100s. A lot like Burning Shadows even is like the booster box like 1,300, whatever it is. And it's like hard to find a lot of people en masse that can buy that and and that you trust too. Like some of the stuff, like the black and white stuff, it's not that old. It's old, but it's not like ancient, and that's 10, $20,000. Tag teams like 11,000. And I'm just like, at what point is it going to be like 151 gets so expensive that it's hard to find buyers en masse? Like I have 1,500 poster collections. At some point, those are going to be hard to move. And also like, yeah, other stuff will outperform it. So I'm like, do I just sell the shit now while it's still affordable for the average person? Like most people can afford one poster collection. It's like at a certain point, man, like if these ETBs do hit 1,000, it's like how do you even alpha load that? Like at like even like Prismatic. I mean, like people that invest in Prismatic, like ideally in their magical world, they hold for 10 years and then an ETB is like $5,000 or something. It's like, okay, but like, how are you going to get rid of that
Mhm.
at scale? Because I can't even do it. Like I'm asking a lot for the sun and moon stuff because like I'm in no rush. But like someone with my level of reach, I'm having trouble finding people qualified to buy that. And if I wait for 151 packs to be like $80 a pack, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of
Yep.
gets tough.
Yep.
Like there's got to be a sweet spot where you offload it at scale, and you just are okay with it skyrocketing 5 years later.
That's you basically explained kind of how like my new thesis for investing in this stuff is working. It's like I and after talking to Dan, Alex, some other people running Rip and Chips, I think the number's probably somewhere around like 15 to 20 a pack where sales do start to drop off a significant amount for the
Hmm.
amount of stuff being open on streams. Does that mean you stop investing in those products at that level? Probably not if it's like a really good set, but maybe at like 30 or 35, 40, it's like, okay, if there's a new shiny thing out, for example, like Prismatic's what, 13 a pack right now. You could probably
Right.
buy in quantity for less, or Ascended when that comes down to $10 a pack in the summer, wherever it's gonna end up. Maybe at that point it's worth it, right? To move into something that's 25 to 33% of the value currently, excuse me, that's equally as good of a set. So,
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good point because like Ascended at $10 will double to 20 way faster than 151 will go from like 40 to 80, I would think. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think what you said is accurate. Like sets will outperform this day by day, dollar per dollar. And like, bruh, if you wait too long, like who are you gonna sell this shit to? I don't know. A lot of people have so much like if you're like an investor that you have like one case of destined rivals, but like, all right, you're fine. Like in 10 years, if that case is worth $20,000, you'll find somebody. But there are so many people with backgrounds like yours that have like cases on cases on cases, and like they have no sales funnel at all. They have no clout. They have no like what are they gonna do?
mhm.
I guess
Yeah, it
sell.
gets tricky.
Yeah, I guess sell for a big fee on eBay, I suppose. But like even I mean, I don't know if I've heard your channel specifically, but a lot of channels are like, "Oh yeah, the TCG player price is X, but that's for a brand new seller. The accurate market price from a seller that you can trust is X or Y." And it's like, yeah, like a lot of these people, they're gonna like, I guess, just have to rely on TCG player in the future. But if you're just some no name dude that has a lot of money and you bought $30,000 of Prismatic, and like in 10 years you think you're gonna sell it for like 20x, it's like how? Maybe you
Mhm.
just sell it to someone like me who just buys collections, I don't know.
Having an exit strategy is incredibly important. I think right now you don't have to worry that much. Obviously, like the market's booming, but if you're in the States and you can send a consignment, it
Mm,
it's definitely a cheat code at this point.
yeah,
Um, I'll say too, like just looking at eBay sales data in North America, like a 151 UPC, there's 6 or 7 of those. I can't believe I walked into that, but six to seven selling per per day on eBay,
okay,
right? Buy it now sales. Like they're still very liquid, even at around $1,000. Um, PCTBs I want to say are like 1.5 now for 151.
okay,
So that's slowing down for sure. Last year when they were much cheaper, that number was 5, 6, I think at one point. So it's I do think there's a point where it makes sense to move out of certain products. And I'm not sure if you're there yet on like UPCs or regular ETBs, but the PC versions I look at and go, yeah, like if you have a very large position in these, it's gonna be like imagine trying to sell I don't even know what the first ones were. Black and white era, Plasma Storm maybe, ETBs,
yeah. I
like
mean, isn't a couple of them like 4 grand?
I think even more than that. Yeah. And they
Uh,
hardly ever sell. Like maybe a couple times a
Right.
month.
I feel like the one with
Mhm.
Gengar on it's like that might be, I don't know. One of them's like 10 grand or some shit.
Mhm.
And yeah, they're not on TCG player. And it's like if someone came to me and like, yo, Pokey Any, I got a Plasma Storm for $26,000. Like, I'd be very hesitant to send you 26 racks if you don't have like a YouTube channel with thousands of subscribers or like a business that has a reputation. So like what do these people
Mhm.
do? Like how do you offload that? If you have one, you'll figure it out. But if you have a bunch, like what do you do? I look at Rudy all the time. I look at like him with his like pallets and pallets and pallets of Pokemon, he'll be fine, but like random TCGs, random little Magic the Gathering boxes from like 14 years ago. And I'm like, bro, like, how are you ever gonna get rid of that shit?
I wonder too, like this is me spitballing. I actually don't know, so I'm curious your thoughts. I wonder too if there's gonna be if you look at the print cycle or the lifespan of a set, if those first couple years are really poor, then year like 3 to 5 is really strong in terms of returns. Then there's another period of time where it's kind of weak, like years 5 to 10. But
Mm-hmm.
then maybe after that, right? Like year 15 to 20, that's where you get that secondary kind of like massive growth just
Little
because
second
at that
wind.
point nobody has them.
Yeah, I mean I'm kind of pseudo relying on that kind of thing. Just so I'm like looking at like Paradox or no, Paldea Evolved, like Obsidian Flame, Scarlet Violet Base. Like no one wanted that shit. And so I just held it all. And then like 3 to 4 years later, everyone wanted it. I sold it all. I bought a house. And now I look at like Perfect Order and I'm like, I think that's going to be one that sells for 250 bucks or 350 bucks and like the next second wind. And so maybe that's the strategy. You just hold stuff for like until the second wind and then you offload it and then you buy and you just I don't know. I think you're onto something. It's just like keeping track of it and hoping that there's a pattern. And I don't know. Everyone's like, "Oh, research the market, blah blah blah. Don't listen to YouTubers." And I'm just like, "What are we researching though?" You'd like to think there's a pattern. What you said makes
Mhm.
sense. What the dude earlier said with the 25th anniversary, it dying down, like the 30th anniversary, will that die down? But like ultimately, there's been so much flipping chaos in this market that like, is there a pattern? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm working on TCG Quant right now. What we're trying to do eventually is get answers to a lot of those questions. But I think it's gonna be a while, right, before we have enough data to really make sense of what's going on, you know? And again, there's so much nuance and there's so many things that go into the value of a product, like public sentiment, print runs, gem rates. Like there's just so many things that it's very difficult to factor everything into every single set and be like, yeah, if your input's this, output's gonna be that in 5. Like it just I don't even know if we'll
Yeah.
ever get to a solution, but I did wanna highlight this comment too, because maybe our conversation's been a little bit bearish. Look, I'll say it, and Brian can probably, attest to this as well. Newer stuff like Prismatic last year, Ascended right now, you have absolutely no issue moving this. Like I said, like
Mhm.
145, 150 ETBs of Ascended selling per day. Buy it now on eBay. You could have 15 cases. They could all, in theory, sell within a day, right?
Oh yeah.
So we're talking down the road when things are way more expensive. It's a good problem to have, guys, if you're buying a box at MSRP and then you're saying it might be a little bit difficult to sell it when it's $5,000 5 years down the road, right? Like, wow. Yeah, life is really tough, so
Yeah,
don't
it's a
go to
good
the
point.
extreme.
But I look at I've been watching a lot of Pokey Plumber stuff. Do you watch him?
I watch a little bit of Plumber.
Mhm.
He seems like a good dude on his videos, but I mean, I would be lying if I said I wasn't biased a little bit by what happened between him and Alex.
Yeah, no, Alex will always be my number one. Like Alex is a homie. Like I'm
Mhm.
hopefully seeing him for Kansas City. So yeah, I know they had some relationship issue that he screwed Alex over. I'm aware of that. Uh, but yeah, Alex, he's Nostalgic is one of the best channels on YouTube, and he's a great person. So I want to get
Mhm.
that out of the way. But Plumber's content is interesting, and I like him as well. But he bought like a bunch of like old like diamond, pearl, platinum type stuff. He got like platinum Arceus boxes and all this other stuff, and it's so expensive that like I guess I could ask him if I wanted, but like he doesn't even have the price on it. And like I tried looking it up, and I'm like, what? Like, how do you even price this shit? Like, what's the market on a platinum Arceus box?
Mhm.
I don't know. How do you? You're working on what did you call it?
Yeah, TCG Quant, which,
What
by the way, anyone watching, link in the description for the wait
ca-
list.
can you shill that real quick? Because I've been kind of out of the loop.
Yeah. So the idea is for over a year, um, I've had a spreadsheet where I've been tracking sales data for a lot of like the modern products.
Mm,
And it was really just the raw inputs. It wasn't really telling people what to buy, when to buy it, etc. I'm working with Austin. He's a guy in my mentorship, and we're basically turning it into something that's going to help people make better investment decisions in the space for sealed product. But like you're saying, we're not even going to have a lot of this older stuff because the sales data is so inconsistent. Like
yeah.
it would be probably, and this is probably the best way I can illustrate it. We have two different models. So modern stuff, which is Sword and Shield onwards, we have in one model. And then Sun and Moon era, XY era, which we do track, that's in a different model because the sales volume is so low, even on eBay for
Hmm.
those, that it doesn't make sense to have it tracked the same way. And black and white era, anything before that's even worse, right? Like you
Yeah,
might
I'm
have,
finding that out.
yeah, it like I've done videos, market watches where a tin will show up and it sells for $5,000, $10,000.
Hmm.
You can't even find a piece of sales data on it on eBay at all.
There isn't
So,
any. Like I was trying to sell. I got a Next Destinies and a Plasma Storm booster box, and like there's someone on eBay that wants 30 grand for the Next Destinies.
mhm,
And so I was like, okay, no one bought it, but that's what this homie wants. It's like, where'd he get that number? I don't know. Like, there's all these deals that happen on outside of these platforms because, of course, you don't want to pay 10, 20, or 10 to 14% on like a 5-figure booster box. I get why people don't use eBay or TCG Player, but like, how do these people come up with a number? Like, how is Plumber going to price out the Platinum Arceus box? I have no clue. I guess
mhm,
your project in 10 years will be the answer to that problem in 10 years, I suppose. But for
potentially.
this for like the black and white stuff now though, it's like, dude, people think I'm so connected and I'm like this like Pokemon card mogul. It's like I don't know shit, man. Like if it's older than 5 years, I have no idea how any of it works at all. It's
I'm
so
the same
like
way.
confusing. Yeah. Like the
I would
hardcore
say,
people.
to give Plumber credit, I think he's probably like the most knowledgeable person or one of them on YouTube
Yeah,
for the
for
older
sure.
stuff. 100%.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. He's probably one of the most connected, like, for that old school, and I'm
mhm,
just like those people that they operate in the shadows, the elite forum people, like, dude, I can't even touch that, man.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's interesting though. It's interesting to I think you should make a video on that and honestly talk about it more, but
Yeah,
yeah.
just I mean, at least just be candid and talk about how less I know, 'cause it's weird to me that, like, I think we all, at any given time, you can kind of get an idea of like what a Team Rocket or a Fossil or a Jungle or a base set box sells. Like we all kind of know like the general market price of those, and it's weird because those are like 2.5 to 3 decades old. But the stuff in between, there's just nothing.
Mhm.
Like you got loose packs, they got like freaking 15 base set 2 boxes and 4 jungle and but they don't got any of this black or diamond pearl, fire red leaf green. They don't have any of that. Like, where's that shit at?
Yep.
Who has that? Where is it?
Mhm.
It's never there. It's never at Collecticon. I can go buy a first edition fossil box probably from like 10 different vendors, but I can't get like the most like the paradox rift of the fire red leaf green time. Like, where is that stuff? Is it worth more than all this early stuff? Like, it's weird to me, man. It's a weird. Like, what is that? Did they print less of them? Like, do you know?
I actually have no clue. No. Mm-mm.
Like, that's bizarre though, right? Like, this stuff's 15 years newer.
My gut would say they probably did print less of it,
They must
right?
have. They
Or
had
it's
to have.
obviously just in someone's warehouse, you know. But no,
So
I
someone's basement in Omaha, Nebraska.
exactly, yep. It's all gonna turn up in 20 years, 30 years, but I don't know. It's
It's the weirdest thing, man.
it's kind of sad too because like the deeper we get into things and as this market becomes more established and people use tools like TCG Quant or whatever, like there's going to be a lost history in Pokemon where you just there's always going to be these questions. Like I don't think they'll ever be filled, right? Unless
Yeah,
Pokemon comes out and they actually give us that information, which I highly doubt ever happens. They
probably
might
not.
not even
No,
have, the answers for everything. So,
they probably don't. A lost era of history. I think you nailed it with that.
mhm.
It's the. I mean, like sometimes, like I'll get on like Cerebi or like some old website. I'll just be like, give me a list of Pokemon sets from 2002 to 2015. And I like look at these set names and I'm just like, man, I've never even seen a box like that on the internet. It's the most bizarre thing.
Mhm.
I want to enter that world. Like those people don't even go to collect a con. They're too big for that.
You
I
gonna
don't
buy
know.
some of those boxes? Be a big flex.
It'd be a huge flex. I'm not that bougie. Like I'm doing good, but I'm not trying to buy like some Holland Phantoms box or some shit. I'm just not. I think those
That's
people are either multimillionaires or they're just extremely reckless.
yeah, there's a lot of people with crazy money in this hobby, man. That's over
Yeah.
the past year, that's what I've learned. There's some deep pockets out there.
Yeah, way deeper than I think people think. Like even having a million, it's not it's not a flex compared to these like elite forum type people. It's
A,
nuts.
a million is nothing in this hobby.
No,
Absolutely nothing. Mhm.
it's the craziest fact, but it's a fact.
Turbo's asked to. I'm starting to realize ETBs as specialty sets are a better buy than booster boxes recently. Do you think booster box is still king? I feel like ETBs double faster. So I'll say this. If Brian wants to jump in, he can. I think recently we've had incredible specialty sets like 151, Paldean Fates. We'll skip over Shrouded Fable. No one likes that, but Prismatic, even Black Bolt White Flare are really great. And then Ascended. Like it's been
Yeah.
nonstop, just banger sets. That's definitely playing a role there for sure. Um, I probably still feel like booster box is king when it comes to collecting item. I mean, maybe some people would argue the PCTB is up there, but I still like booster boxes. And then do I think ETBs double faster? I mean, generally, I think that a cheaper item is going to double faster if it's an almost equivalent level product. So ETBs to booster boxes is a good comparison. Going check lane blister to booster box, maybe not the best comparison, but
Mm.
yeah, I'd still say booster boxes are king.
Yeah, I think so for the most part. I was actually gonna make a video on this though. I what was it? Obsidian Flames ETBs, Paldea Evolved ETBs. The insane growth on those, I am flabbergasted by. Because I remember Southern Hobby, they came to me. They came to Rudy too. I know Rudy bought like I think he bought like $30,000 of them. But they're like, hey, we have all ththese pallets of Obsidian Flames ETBs, Scarlet Violet Base, and Paldea Evolved ETBs, and they gave them to me for $25 a piece. And that wasn't that long ago. Like I put them in a
Mhm,
corner of my basement. I think I bought like $15,000 of them. And I sold them all for like double the money, which was awesome. I bought them for 25, I sold them for 50. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, double. And then like it felt like only 8 to 15 months later, whatever it was, I don't know, but I uh I looked and I was listening to a YouTube video and it said Obsidian Flames ETB was like $100. And I'm like, no, that ain't right. And then I looked and it's like, holy shit. When did that happen? I was like looking at the TCG player chart, like, what when did this occur? And so like after that moment of realization, and now I have a ton of them because I've been buying them in collections from people, no doubt cashing out. I don't know. I'm kind of an ETB guy after that. I'm like I could see the freaking just the only reason I don't like ETBs much is I feel like they get damaged so damn easily. Like the
Cases,
plastic on those, like
you got to go with cases
everything.
now, guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
you gotta go with cases. Even then, like, we open a brand new case, and we'll inevitably, 1 out of every 5 cases, there's 1 or 2 ETBs with a rip
Yeah.
down the corner.
I'm definitely not saying the ones inside a case are protected, but in terms of selling, if you
The
can move the
value.
case,
Yeah, the
yeah.
value is protected.
Hmm.
That stresses me out too, though, the whole sealed case thing, like, does that give you anxiety when you buy a sealed case that,
So
like, what if it's not in there?
it does a little bit. One interesting thing, one of the guys I work with in my group, he actually bought an endoscope. And because the
Oh,
evolving skies, fake cases thing was happening on
the journey
eBay, Journey
together.
Together, he bought one and he checked his and it wasn't evolving. I'm pretty sure. Like he sent it back. Or maybe he
Wow.
had sent it back before, but he was checking. I can't remember exactly, but you can see a decent amount with the endoscopes. So it's something where I think people will use those in the future potentially,
Mhm.
assuming Pokemon doesn't change the way they do their cases. The issue with booster boxes is if you have 2 boxes that look fairly similar, because you can only see like the top of the box, you can't obviously look at the front of it. So
True,
if
yeah.
if they're similar looking, it's difficult. I think the application for ETBs is good though, because on the top of an ETB, it says like the set
Mm,
name.
it's very
So
obvious.
those would be very obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, it just gives me anxiety. There's a dude, I think it's a local Facebook group. This guy named Eric Kabaz, something with a K. He's a massive player in this Facebook group, and he sold like a case, or he bought a case from somebody, and like they bought it from somebody else, and it was a scam case. And I'm just like, man, I buy sealed cases from collectors, and I'm gonna sell it to somebody, and like, what if it's fake? And then
Hmm.
what if they sell it to someone else and they're like, "Oh, well, I bought it from him." It goes down this line, and then I'm over here going, "Well, how do I know that Jesse over here didn't switch it out after Bobby sold it to?" It gets messy, man. I think we all need some X-ray vision. It's shit makes me
This
scared.
This might be a hot take too. I think the sealed case premium in Pokemon is just such bullshit. Like to me,
It's absurdly high.
it's ridiculous. Like if I buy from a new seller, I still open sealed cases. Like the only things that I keep sealed now is like if I'm buying from Hobbiesville, HPW, Cardboard, like someone I trust and I know they're getting their product from distro, I don't worry about it now. But if I'm buying from a random on Facebook, of course I'm opening it. And I think
Mhm.
more people are doing that now. Even in One Piece, I know a guy in Singapore who bought 2 cases of blue bottom booster boxes. So a case now
Ooh.
is 80 to 100K USD.
Oh my god,
They
that's
they
ridiculous.
agreed prior to the sale, like him and the seller, they would open the cases, and if there was like any, obviously if anything was fake, deal wouldn't go through. If there was any like water damage or humidity issues.
Yeah.
So I think in Pokemon, especially considering that Pokemon cases aren't mappable. Like in One Piece, there's a manga in a box in a case. Other boxes aren't going to have a manga. In that sense, I understand why there's a larger case premium. In
Mhm.
Pokemon, to me, it just seems a little bit ridiculous. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think it's absurd. The, Japanese 151 cases freaking blew up even more since all this craziness, and I'm just like, "At what point will it end?"
Yeah,
It's I think someone was selling one for, like, $4,700. Like, they were 3,000, maybe a month and a half ago.
unreal,
That's nuts.
unreal. Are you moving some?
I sold a few for 3 grand a few months ago, and then I was like, "I think these will go up," and I was right. I didn't think I'd be that right, but I'm just gonna hold on to them for a hot minute because I know those are 100% legit because I know where I got them, and I'm just like, "What's the rush at this point?" At this point, I hope Trump makes the tariffs worse. It really really up my value there. You go Donnie T, you stick it to him.
I
We'll
feel
see.
like that too, what you just said, it's it's what every big player in the space says. It's like, I don't need to sell anything. I don't need the money, so I'm just gonna hold it.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. I put a black black bolt and white flare booster bundle displays on the site. Bought them from one of the guys, and he has like a nice acrylic case for them.
Mhm.
And I got them for way too much money. I'm asking like $1,400 for a white flare booster bundle display, way over market. And someone was like, "Hey, would you take this? This is the last sold on eBay." And I'm like, "I don't need $800 right now."
Mhm.
Like as Rudy says, today's price is tomorrow's discount, or whatever he said.
Yep.
I'm tired. I'm just like, whatever. If it sells, it sells. If not, like it's gonna be worth more than that. I think that's what's controlling the market too. I think you're 100% right. The people that have the good stuff don't need to sell it.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Those booster bundle displays, man, I I like them if you can get them at a good price.
They're
I've been
really
trying.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sold most of them. I got White Flare, Black Bull, and 151. I think I sold all the other ones.
Mhm.
Those
Very good.
151 ones are going to be crazy. Yeah,
Abraham.
yeah, that's the Eric guy.
Mhm. Goldenrod City. Okay. Dude got scammed from multiple 151 PC. Yeah. Rough. It's rough.
Hmm.
And it's unfortunate too that we live in a world where people are going to scam, but anytime that level of money is involved, they get creative, man. They get really creative.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a world where you can get stabbed and shot for a cart at Target worth like 2 grand. So of course you're going to get scammed 10 grand on 151 PCETB cases.
Mhm.
No one's getting physically injured. It's going to happen. I think I'm going to be done buying like sealed cases from people. It's just stressful.
Yeah. You can always just say like, "Hey, we're going to just give you box price." I mean, I doubt you're paying a premium anyways now, but just opening the case when you
They
get it
want a
in.
premium. I mean, I'm paying 80% of the market, but they want the market price of the case. So I'm like, I'm not. So yeah, you could say, oh yeah, I'll buy the case at market price, but we're gonna open it in front of you. But then the value's gone, the premium value is gone, and yeah, I mean, like you said, maybe I just go, yo, I'll buy them for the booster box price, open them
Mhm.
up, or just keep it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it, man. It's something that I think
Crazy.
is going to change in the future, but we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe there's a couple more questions in here we can take and then probably get out of here. We've been going for almost 2 hours. By the way, guys, if you're still watching, leave a like, helps out a ton. Check out Brian's channel as well. It's a link top of the description. And then what is it, pokene.com?
Yes, sir. Buy my stuff. Go get that $1,400 white flare booster bundle display.
Gotta be in the United States though.
That's
So,
right.
you
Otherwise, you
know.
can't. All you get is an error screen. I'm really proud of that. Hit me up if you want to learn how to do that, guys. It's a great tool.
Someone asked about the Alex and Plumber situation. I don't want to get into it. You can go watch the
Yeah,
videos about it.
that's none
Not
of
my
my
place.
business.
Yeah, not my business. Let's see. A lot of comments, which is great. I'm trying to look for questions though. What is your what is your scale? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking,
Yeah,
Joaquin.
I saw that come in. I didn't know the context either.
Austin. By the way, this is the Austin I'm talking about when we're referring to TCG Quant. Offload
Oh,
through consignment, more exposure and better rates. Yeah, of course.
I'm
Makes
gonna make a
sense.
hot take here, and this is not about any particular consignment service at all. All the people I know of, I enjoy quite a bit, but there's gonna be a consignment business that completely goes off the deep end. We're long overdue for that. Like the Ryan's card houses of the world, not him, but like that type of thing. One of them's gonna go illiquid. They're gonna keep all of it. It's gonna be a flipping disaster. We are way, 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 way overdue for that. there's so much trust placed in these individuals. Like,
I was gonna say, how do you think it plays out?
it's gonna be some dumb shit where one of them, they expect that they're going to get X amount of money. They see an opportunity through a private collector or through distro or whatever, and they leverage the money they think they'll get, and they throw that on something, and then that either crashes or doesn't work out, or they get scammed, and then they're illiquid, and like it'll be something involving a stupid decision that was risky that'll just catastrophically collapse the whole system they've got. It's the consignment service thing. And again, I like all the famous consigners. Like, I like all these people genuinely, and I have nothing ill to say about them. But it is such a weird industry to me that these people, like ZNG Emporium, I think he sold like millions and millions and millions of dollars of stuff. And it's like, obviously, he's a fantastic guy. He's proven himself with the whole CGC test print thing. Like, he's an amazing human. But all of that money going to one guy, and the ones that aren't ZNG, like I did consigning for about 1 month. I did it through my Twitch. If we rip and shipped, and then if they wanted me to like send it in for grading and consign, like I would do that. And I had like 35 people's orders, and they're like, it's all on like a shelf, and I had like sticky notes with their names and shit. And I got way overwhelmed with 35. I was like, bruh, if one thing goes wrong, I'm cooked. And I was very well capitalized. But like, bro, Ryan's Card House, ZNG, all the main ones, I have nothing but faith in. But there's one. There's one out of all of them. And they're less organized than you think. And they're less liquid than they want to be. It's gonna go down in flames. And I'm genuinely not talking about anyone in particular. I just know at some point that's going to happen, and I think it's going to be very soon, and I think it's going to be catastrophic. Opossum Bug, Kira, they'll all talk about it. Roxanne, they'll all talk about it, and then nothing will happen. You see this with LGSs too, like Strange Adventures. That's one that like they take all this money for pre-orders. They don't send the pre-orders out. People do a chargeback, but they waited 3 months, so now the credit card company doesn't let them, and then it all just disappears. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Alrighty.
That's my hot take. Clip that, chat.
I think that's something I agree with. I see it happening for sure.
Yeah.
It is kind of amazing we've gone this long. Even Probstein, right? Like people who send to Probstein saying they gotta wait a super long time to get paid out. Doesn't seem like they're super organized either. So yeah, it'll happen.
That's a liquidity thing too. Like imagine Probstein. Imagine some employee goes off the deep end, steals all the shit, a fire happens, whatever. It's gonna be an insurance related liquidity issue. And instead of doing the responsible thing, they'll just keep taking more people's money, and then it'll like any crypto scam or pump and dump, like it's gonna just can fall apart. I don't know. It'd be crazy.
Oscar says, Fired Leaf Green. I know a guy who has a booster box he got from distro. So they do exist. They do exist.
There you go.
Very few and far between, I would imagine, at this point.
Which is so weird to me.
Yeah. I'm going to do some research on that too.
Yeah.
Probably not today, but I'm going to look into it because I am curious.
Because I think what's weirdest to me is like, obviously we're in a hype cycle now, but like Fossil Jungle base set 2, like Pokemon was still very new. So I would think that there'd be less fossil boxes printed than like Diamond and Pearl. Like Diamond and Pearl, that was a big time for Pokemon. The DS just came out. The games were like extremely well selling. I assume the TCG was in that ballpark of like a good selling item, maybe not. But like even if Fossil was more popular than Diamond Pearl, we're talking like a 15-year difference. It's so weird to me. Please make a video. You're more connected than I am with that stuff. Like I want to see some data.
Yeah, I'll try. Be interesting. I'm just double checking to see if there's any more questions here. I guess we can take this one. This will be probably the final one. We take Philip. How much consignment do I send a month before I should open an online store?
Interesting.
Philip, are you referring to like potentially offloading to consignment and then using that money to open an online store? So are you asking, is the root question here like how much you need to open an online store? Am I reading that correctly?
If you are, then you should send 0 to consignment and just sell on your online store.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think you need the capital for? This is everyone that wants to start a business in this, they watch, like, too much, like, Alex Hormozy and other, like, e-commerce businesses that need, like, $50,000 of startup capital. It's like, you literally don't need, like, more than $30 to start an online business. Maybe, like, $50 for the domain, the Wix account, and, like, the premium email. Then just, like, put like, people if they just put their personal collection up on a Shopify page and just made videos and then said, "Hey, do you like this card? Go buy it. It's 10% lower than market." The amount of people that get to that site is staggering in this market.
Yep.
It's not hard.
Yeah, I think people just need to start, like if you're adding the step of sending to consignment before even opening the business, I don't know, like to me, if you're doing that, maybe there's a mental block there where you don't actually want to start.
I like
So,
that. That's a good analysis.
and starting in general is always going to be the hardest thing. So, like, if you're really having an issue with that, I would break down, like, go to ChatGPT and just type in, "I want to start a business. These are all the steps I brainstormed. Am I missing anything?" And then make a list of what you have to do to go from right now to starting. And then if that seems too overwhelming, just break it down. Do like one step a day, every single day.
That's
And at least
fire
you'll eventually
advice.
get there. Right. So, and you can do that for anything in life. If anything seems too complex, you literally just break it down by steps, break down the steps by steps. And then eventually you'll get to something that is so small and simple, you will be able to do it.
Damn.
Progress, baby.
Legendary little hype up speech there. Do that.
I
That's awesome.
I just say something useful. It's been 2
No,
hours,
that
so
was pretty good. Got me kinda pumped. I'm like, "Shit, I'm gonna start a Pokemon business again."
he did send a follow-up here. Plan on sending 1 case of ETBs a week to consignment, just seeing if there's, like, too much for consignment companies to handle. I don't think so. I think they'd be happy to take your money.
Oh, yeah, no, they do a lot more than 1 case of ETBs a week. They're good. It's just like,
Yep.
how long do you wanna be illiquid for? Because they do take a long time to list and get the money and then pay out, and for the most part, there doesn't seem to be a lot of communication either. I'd rather just have the money.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be dependent on your situation, Philip. So, if you value getting liquidated faster, maybe just sell it yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
homie, if you've got multiple cases of ETBs, like, put that shit on a website, make a TikTok video, and just sell them for $10 under market.
Mhm.
Like, you're gonna net for sure.
Okay, Brian, I mean, we've been going for over 2 hours. I think
Yeah, we
we,
have.
touched on everything that we should have touched on. Do you have any final words for the viewers?
Oh, words for the viewers. Ah, let's see. I don't know. Crazy, crazy times right now, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. Pitch Black just got revealed, so we got a new Pokemon Mountain Dew set coming out in a couple months. Chaos Rising. That one should be good. What do you think about Chaos Rising? Is that going to be a Perfect Order 2.0 or better?
A little bit better, but
I think so.
I'm
Yeah,
not I'm not super excited about it.
I'm saying like 225 on the market.
Yeah,
Yeah.
225 to I'll be a bit more bullish. I'll say 240.
Okay.
Send
Yeah.
that baby.
240 at release, down to 225 when people start getting bored. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. Keep doing your thing. If you have a collection, sell it to me.
There you go.
That's all I
Alrighty,
got.
guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream. Hope you're all safe wherever you are in the world, and we'll catch you soon in the next one. We're out.
Peace.